Back in 2017, my husband said one sentence to me that ended my bodybuilding career. I was 10 weeks out for my pro debut, the biggest show of my life. Flights to Vegas was booked, and I was already 3 months deep into prep at this point. But I kept having this little voice at the back of my head saying, do you really want to do this? So one day we was out for a walk and I turned to my husband and I said to him, is this really what I want to do? And he just looked at me and said, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. In that moment, it just clicked. I was pouring months of time, energy, identity into something that just wasn't aligned anymore. I just didn't give myself permission to admit it. So I literally threw in the towel, I cancelled my flights, and I never competed again. Walking away from that is exactly what led me to build the Feminine Physique Method, which is one of the best things I have ever done. If I chose to stay in something that I wasn't aligned with just because I've already invested the time, none of what I've created today would exist. And that's what I see with so many of you. You stay in the diet just because you've done a few months of it. You're staying in a gym program you're not getting any results from because you paid for a year up front. Or you stay in a job that you hate because you spent a decade climbing the ladder. But time you've already spent isn't a reason to keep going. It's just a price of finding out that it wasn't for you. So the way I look at it now is if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. And walking away doesn't mean you quit, it just means you have clarity.